Hi, this is Daphne, and this video is about my current favourites. All these favourites have come from my stash, so this is nothing that I've bought new recently. So I guess it's a shop my stash, and that has been precipitated from me doing a no-buy earlier this year. As part of doing the no-buy, I also took stock of what I own, and I realized it was a lot. Like, to me, it felt like a lot. And so that's why I have decided to try and, love on what I already own more. And I have some videos about my no-buy, and you can see my whole pen collection and whole washi tape collection. I'll leave those videos linked down below. The first thing I want to talk about is my Hobonichi cousin. I've loved this for as long as I've been buying the Hobonichi cousins, but now I have worked out a way to use the weekly layout that is very helpful to me and very enjoyable to use. I'll make another video going into more detail about what I mean by that, but before, if you saw my how I use my Hobonichi books video, I said that I didn't really use the weekly layout, but now I find I use it a lot. So that's just an example there. And the rest of the book, I still use the same way as I talked about in that video. I'm also really loving my Hobonichi weeks. I'm going to be sad to say goodbye to these bunnies next year. They've been my pals this year. I'm going to have new pals next year. You can see what I got from Hobonichi in my unboxing video. I'll link that also down below. I can't really show you much because there's a lot of personal things in here of other people, not just myself. And in those Hobonichi books, I have been using these tools a lot. And it's surprising to me because I hadn't been using these things very much before. First up, I'm going to talk about the highlighters because they are Mildliners, but really I just have really enjoyed using highlighters. These are just the chiseled tip ones, like this. And that's the end I've been using a lot of. And in my Hobonichi books, I have been using it how you use a highlighter to highlight headings or even highlight important things so that they're easier to find later. Yes, I've been loving on my highlighters. And for a while, I really didn't enjoy these fluorescent colors that, regular highlighters have, but now I'm finding it very useful. Some more pens. These two pens I have been using a lot as well. This one is one I've had for years, and it's from Kikki-K. I don't know if you can see that. It's a ballpoint pen. So it's just a regular ballpoint pen. I suppose it's a nicer ballpoint pen. It's quite weighty, and it has nice ink in it because it's from Kikki-K. And I've been really enjoying using this because it writes smoothly and clips into the pen loops nicely and works well with highlighters. So I've enjoyed even just the tactile experience of using a ballpoint pen, which I was surprised at, but that's great that I can use something I already have and enjoy it so much. I've also been enjoying using this. This is the Plasir, a platinum Plasir fountain pen, and I've put an extra fine nib on it, and that extra fine nib actually came from another pen, another platinum pen, the Platinum Preppy, and it's easy to change the nibs over because you can just unscrew this whole part, and I've got a converter in there, and swap them around because my Plasir came with just a fine tip, and I find with the small grid in the Cousin and the Weeks, I like an extra fine. And I guess I can talk about the ink that I really enjoy using in this pen, and that's the Platinum Carbon ink. And it's a very dark black ink, and it works with highlighters. So this is what I really like to use. I really like how dark it is, and of course that it's working with the highlighters. The last thing I'm going to talk about are these stencils from Hobonichi. This one I think is designed to work with the weeks, and I have just been really liking to use it as a ruler, but I've also been occasionally using these stencils, and it's just an easy way to add a little bit of fun to my planning. This one I've been using also as a ruler to draw some straight lines and things like that, but this line of check boxes I've been using every week in my Hobonichi Cousin in the weekly layout. So these two I've been using at least once a week to set up my planners. One more thing that I forgot to add at the beginning that I have been really loving is a stamp. And it's this stamp from Midori. And it's like those old-fashioned stamps that I remember from when I was a kid that maybe my teacher had or something like that. You can change it to stamp any of these choices. And the one I've been using a lot is the stars. And I've been using that again in my Hobonichi weekly layout to sort of give a daily rating of how I think I went that day in terms of productivity. And it makes a very satisfying noise. Let's see if my mic can pick it up. There, I've got it on the check boxes because I was using that for something else. We can swap it to the stars. Here we go. Yes, it's very satisfying to use. Okay, that's all I've been loving lately and what I've shopped from my stash. Please let me know what you think, and have you been doing this type of thing, shopping from your stash and trying to love on what you have, or do you have something new that's your current favorite? Please comment down below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content about stationery, please subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.